What's up, squad?
What's
What's up,
good?
Nelson Velasquez? Coming through for the fucking boys last night.
Absolute goat.
We'll take it. We'll
That
take
was
it. How about a four-piece? Hold the fry for the team. How about it?
Great day, especially on a small slate.
We'll take it. That was probably the grossest slate of all time, and we still found winners. That's all we do. That's all we know.
Yeah, we even found some in the corn game when it went under. Like everybody was expecting it to go over.
I woke up. I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And as the day went on, I was just like, you know what? I got to do it. Plain and simple. Had to do it. Money is green. Might not be fun, but I knew that shit was soaring under. And guess what happened? It soared under because sports books hate fun. You think I hate fun? You know who actually is the real source of the fun haters is the books. How about that?
It's the truth.
Yeah, can we get a fuck corn? There we go, Nightbot. Thank you. But yeah, we're gonna have a freaking day today, bro. We're gonna have an absolute day. I'm gonna do a giveaway at some point. Please don't let me forget because I keep forgetting. But we're gonna do one on here. And I wanted to talk some stuff because it's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on here. You did a great job of holding it down. And wow, looks like someone's got their fattest bet of all time today. Unbelievable. But wait a second here, though. There was another comment that I saw. And it's not Trent.
Oh.
Wow. We'll have to see. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think there might be another Book It boy getting into the 10U whale action today. We'll have to see. We will be seeing. And I hope to God it's not the Dodgers -1.5. Holy shit. Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll cover every game the rest of the year. They've won the last 10. They've covered the last 10. They've got to win another one, right? Against this terrible team? They have to. No way. No way the streak ends against a shitty team, right? I don't want to see that trophy. Keep that away. Keep that in your back pocket. I don't even want to see it. Don't bring it up. Save your time. All right? Some housekeeping stuff. Wanted to go over some things I've seen. Oh, dude, did you just flash it? Was that you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, now I can't bet the Royals. Dude, get it away. Get it away. Get it out of here. I wanted to talk about a couple things going on here. All right. Number one, I'm pretty pissed that Lindor underruns is not on Prize Picks unless he's been put up over the last hour. I don't think he has. But I really want to take his under because he's tied for the Mets franchise record most consecutive games in a row with a run scored. And he's not getting a run today. He's not. He only has a fantasy score up. I'm pissed. Might have to make the corporate call here for this one, but there's no way we get it because there's no way they give it to us because it's free. So what do you think about taking his under fantasy score today against a lefty?
I don't know about that.
Really?
I don't know about taking his under fan. I think you can go with somebody under in that game. I'm not sure if Lindor is the one to do it.
Against a lefty, though?
He's been hitting lefties pretty well.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he's been doing really everything pretty well in this last couple of weeks.
Crushing the baseball. That's facts.
Yeah. And I mean, I said this from the start of the year when we were talking about this. Like, if the Mets are going to make a run, sure, it's going to be a big equation of, Scherzer coming back, DeGrom coming back, but Lindor is going to have to be that guy offensively. And that's what he's doing right now for them.
That's facts. No doubt. You did call that. We're going to have to go back and clip some of your quotes because you had some spot on ones, and that was one of them.
Yeah, we do. We have a couple.
Gosh, do you think that 7.5 is set about where you'd expect for him with how well he's been hitting, even in the games of low total? I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
Right?
I mean, Ranger Suarez has been pitching, granted, against a couple lesser teams, but he's been pitching pretty well too recently. So I'd say it's about right. It's a 7.5 total game too, which, yes, a lot of that is because of Max Scherzer on the mound versus the Phillies, but I think it's about right.
Okay. Lindor plus 100 to record a run. That sounds about right. That's probably why he's not on Prize Picks. Yeah, and I might be overthinking it, Lambo, but I'm not going to listen to Lambo 3195. I'm going to listen to my own brain, respectfully. Okay? Appreciate it, though. Hope one day you get a Lambo fade me. All right? Might be a while, though. Joey Gallo. Wanted to give him a shout real quick. Good for him. Good for him hitting a home run the other night. Hopefully he gets more play time. That dude's down bad. Gosh, and he's really had a tough time. And now I'm a fan. Now I'm a Joey Gallo fan because he's probably, besides me, the biggest Yankee hater on earth at this point. So
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. I wanted to just mention that. Good for him. He needed that.
Yeah. I like it too. I had Dodgers run line that game.
Attaboy. He took care of you. He tucked you in.
I actually bet the Dodgers run line 2 games in a row. It was
Dudes.
disgusting.
Are you betting them again today?
No.
Do you like them today?
No.
Are the Royals the Squircle play, or do you like the Royals today?
I kind of like the Royals. I haven't decided if I like that or the over more.
Okay.
So I think people sneakily think like a lot of like Daniel Lynch, he's not great, but he's a lot better on the road. And that's been a thing, especially against the good teams that he's faced on the road. So I mean, it's silver lining there. But I think 9's still a touch high of a total for how this Royals offense has been hitting lately because they're haven't been fully healthy and haven't been putting up too many runs. Yes, the Dodgers can go out and win cover themselves. So I mean, I think the over may be the safer play because I think we get runs either way. But I don't know. I'm still undecided.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, I don't really think Lynch is very good. I'll be honest.
No, he's not. And I mean, he's going against Mookie and Trey Turner, who are 2 of the hottest hitters against lefties in the league for the last month.
Hey,
I was looking at it earlier. I was looking at it earlier because I was looking at Prize Pick stuff. Mookie has had 3 hits or 3 or 4 batted balls against lefties under 90 miles an hour in the last month, and 3 of them were hits.
Interesting.
It's absurd.
That is absurd. Dude's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a fuck Nightbot is what we need to get in here, a command for that. We need to work on that. Respectfully, yeah, for sure. Patrick Corbin, the Nats are skipping his next start. I don't know if you heard that or not, but I feel like I had to share that with the team.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. That's missed coins from us.
Yeah, fortunate for the Nats.
Yeah, for sure. That's good for the Nats, yes. But it's bad for our bank accounts because we can't fade him and take his over hits or anything.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we can still do it. It's not like – I mean, I'm not going to say there's nobody on the Nats pitching staff that's that much better because Corbin is so bad. But, I mean, we can do the same thing.
I think I'd rather have Abbott pitch than Corbin, straight up.
Yeah.
He's pitching today.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Speaking of it, let's just get it over with. Rip the Band-Aid off. Juan's coming home tonight. He's coming home. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if he's going to get booed or if he's going to get cheered. He's probably going to get booed. So Harper still, to this day, every at-bat gets booed loud. And Nats Park is not loud, especially right now. But that's a quiet park. That's a business park. That's a park where you go with corporate, literally. You go with work. You show up in the 3rd inning in your nice little button-down Oxford khakis, and you go there with on your little team event. It's not, Fenway Park where everyone there is a diehard Red Sox fan and everyone there stays in their seat and doesn't go up and get beers or chill in the AC. Like, this is Nats Park. It's completely different. And it's still loud when Bryce Harper comes up to the plate every single time years later. Yeah. So I can't even imagine what it's going to be like with Juan. I'm going to assume he's getting booed.
Yeah.
Every bat.
He's going to go off today regardless.
You think so?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay. 100%. I would not be fading him. I made that clear a week or 2 ago that I'm not going to get cute and try to take his unders ever. He's the best hitter in baseball. That's just dumb. That's asking for coins lost is what it is.
Yeah. And like Cam just said too, I mean, I love attacking guys who cannot pitch against lefties and have splits like that against Juan Soto specifically too. I mean, so he should be in a pretty solid day.
Luke Voigt though. Yeah. Sure. He's hitting 2 bombs today. Mm-hmm.
That's
what I'm talking about. Gosh, his splits are that bad. He's been getting. I mean, he's only started 2 games this year, and he's not even a real starter. He's a fucking reliever, but they stretched him out.
Yeah.
But he's been getting crushed by lefties.
Yeah, you can't really pitch to lefties at all.
Okay. Well, he really can't pitch to anyone at all. But yes, that's concerning. He usually goes out there. I mean, his first 2 starts, he had a great first. He looked great in the first inning, both starts, and then he just gets destroyed going forward. So he's like the opposite of Jonah Doan. How about it? If anybody wants to know what Jonah Doan's doing, the AAA Nats affiliate has lost like 20 games in a row, and Jonah Doan is still getting absolutely teed up in AAA as well. So he's not good at baseball, unfortunately. That's okay, though. That's okay. I wanted to talk with you about this Chris Sale situation and how he fell off his bike and broke his wrist, and he's out for the year. Now, I've got an opinion. I don't know if Chris Sale fell off a bike and broke his wrist. Now, I'm no doctor. I'm just a conspiracy theorist here. And I'm not, in Chris Sale's posse. I wasn't hanging out with them. But I'll tell you one thing. Chris Sale has been known to have some freakouts in the clubhouse after some bad starts. We've seen it in the past. We've seen it now. We've seen it this season in the minors. We've seen it this season in the pros, him going back into the clubhouse and taking some anger out. We've seen in the past pitchers, Devin Williams, for an example, when the Brewers were going into the playoffs, punched a wall and broke his hand. I'm not... this is just a conspiracy. I'm not saying that it's true, but Chris Sale's 7-foot ass riding a bike during the season, the way he's been pitching, I don't know if he was doing that. The whole thing is sketchy. I can't pick. It's like picturing Kevin Durant riding a bike. It's like the weirdest thing. It's like picturing a 7-foot dude riding around. Are you kidding me? And our guy John Ballman, who's been on here, a friend of the show, he was upset with people saying, leave the dude alone if he was riding a bike, whatever. And I'm all for that. Like, let the fucking dude live. If he wants to ride a bike, ride a bike. I'm not saying he shouldn't be riding a bike. I'm just saying I don't think he was riding a bike. I think he might have had some anger let out after he got yanked from a terrible start and may have hurt himself in another way. I don't know.
Yeah, so I was talking with a couple of my friends who are Red Sox fans about this, and they're like, yeah, that's a terrible excuse, but at the same time, does it really make him look that much better that he fell off a bike then punched a wall? Realistically,
I think it does, because he's had anger problems in the past, and if those continue to stack up, it's only going to tarnish his legacy and him as a person. So he's still an idiot either way, but it definitely
Krabs is riding a bike, man. I was there.
Hey, if you were there, you let me know. But
I don't know. I think this is almost even more embarrassing to say than punching a wall, because we expect that from Chris Sale. We expect that from a lot of guys. If you're at least showing some emotion, show that you're a competitor, sure, it gets the best of you, but it is what it is. But
that is true. That is true.
Gosh, I don't know. Honestly, I think it's been time for them to move on from Sale for quite some time now.
It just hasn't played.
I don't think it's worth the hassle at this point.
I'm with you. The dude's a head case. That stinks. Gosh. I'm not going to go into politics, but Joe Biden fell off a bike and he's like 100 years old and he was totally fine. So, yeah. And that was on video. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. It's kind of funny, but he's okay. So if he's okay, I feel like a professional athlete would be fine too, but what do I know? I'm just a crab, I wanted to talk about the Padres, and I wanted to put some respect on Manny Machado's name. Well, number one, I want to put some respect on Juan Soto because he deserves it. And I talked about this on Krabs Wise on the Capwise stream before this, but Juan Soto the other day, the Padres are struggling since he went over there. There's no doubt about it. And 2 games ago, this is when they were like 1-5 or 1-4, and they were mid-game. This is 2 games ago when they had the offensive outburst. But before the outburst, when they were losing or whatever, middle of the game, Juan Soto apparently in the dugout was just fucking screaming, yelling, getting the boys hyped up, like, let's fucking go, like, we can win this game, come on, like, getting them all juiced up. And they ended up firing up the team, and they ended up coming back and winning. And that kind of released the tension. They were playing so tight butthole, dude. And you never play good when you're tight butthole, plain and simple. When you're nervous, you just don't play well. And they were. And Juan Soto took that away. Got to respect it. So props to him, but also props to Manny Machado. This is still his team. This is still his team. Is he the best player on the team? No. But him and the way he's been swinging the bat since Juan Soto's come over, respect to Manny for stepping it up a notch and saying, you know what, this is my team. And I am fucking Manny Machado. I love that quote from him, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Awesome.
What did they ask him? Do you remember?
I think it was something along the lines of like, are you worried, or like, is the team going to be all right? Something like that.
And he said, I'm not worried. I'm Manny Machado.
Yeah.
I love it. The dude's cocky as shit, but you know what? He's been backing it up.
Yeah.
And this is still his team.
And I think
he's crushing the ball.
I don't think he's the best player on the team, but I think he's pretty clearly the most important player on the team.
He is the Padre.
Yeah.
He is the Padre.
He's the Padre. If he's going, the whole team goes, and vice versa. So I think going down the stretch here, if he can continue to kind of lead that clubhouse and play the way he's been playing, then the Padres can get it going. Not going to do it anyway, because they're playing AAA teams for like a month straight, but they'll need him to be pretty big for them.
That's facts. God, their team is so good still.
Yeah.
They're not even playing well. But I mean, they're scoring tons of runs. Tons and tons of runs.
It's not going to stop.
The last 2 nights. Wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. Yeah. I think that, I mean, this could be a weird situation for Juan coming home. Who knows where his head's at? Because that whole trade thing made him feel really weird and uncomfortable. It was pretty clear. And he made that clear in his interviews with the media, saying like, I just want this shit to be done. It's weird. It's awkward. I don't like it. So maybe he is feeling a little weird coming home, playing against his ex pretty much. And maybe the Padres feel weird. Maybe the Nats step it up a notch, playing against them. Honestly, they have a reason to try today a little bit more and show that, they're still major leaguers too. They're not good, but they're still major leaguers, and they got to show Juan, maybe you should have stayed with us. That's at least the mentality that I would hope that they would have. Yeah. I'd hope. And a Nats beat reporter wrote a bad article about Cesar Hernandez and Maikel Franco, talking about how bad they've been playing and how it's time to get those guys out of here and have the young guys play, which I agree with 100%. But Maikel and Cesar, the first game after that article was published, had a good game. So maybe they continue staying hot today too. I don't know, but these guys, they know everything. They see everything. They're told everything. They talk about everything. They're not idiots. They saw that article, and they played well the game after. First time I've seen those guys play well in months. So, I don't know. It's just something to think about. I do love the Padres celebration, though, the little head rock thing they do, the night at the Roxbury. I think that shit's a geek.
Yeah, it's definitely better than all the crazy Dodgers celebrations they've been doing.
Dude, super weird. How about the Cardinals one? Have you seen the Cardinals one?
Yeah.
That one's also looks weird.
Really weird. Really weird.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I saw Yachty do it this weekend, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait a
damn minute here. This is not it. And it was all over MLB Network. I was like, well, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Respect to, and we're going to get into the games here in a minute, guys, but one more thing, and then we're going to get over a little bit of football stuff. But I wanted to put some respect on Buck Showalter. I think Buck Showalter is the main reason why the Mets are having so much success this year. He's an old, debatably a Hall of Fame coach, and he's really led a Mets team who always finds a way to fuck it up. He's found a way to keep them on track, and with the help from their new owner, who's willing to spend money, which is a huge plus. Honestly, he deserves a ton of credit too for giving out the credit card to the GM. Put some respect on Buck for keeping those all-stars heads in line. It helps they have Scherzer too, because he's pretty much a fucking player coach, straight up. The fact that they hit Brendan Nimmo, who is not their best hitter, leadoff, tells me everything I need to know. Brandon Nimmo, as much of a hardo and how annoying he is when he sprints down to first base after a walk or hit by pitch, which I hate. It annoys the heck out of me. But you know who else it annoys? It annoys the pitcher. It annoys the other team. And you know what it does? It lets the stars hitting behind him watch him hustle his ass down to first base, saying, shit, I need to hustle my ass off too, because we're here to win. So I think that's a statement by Buck, putting him at the leadoff spot, to be honest with you, when there's more guys in that lineup who I would put at leadoff, just skill-wise. And I'm impressed. And I know Nimmo's having a good year, but it's Brandon Nimmo. It's not Francisco Lindor.
I mean, I think he's probably the best fit for the leadoff hitter on that team. I just think he has some great at bats, and I think that's what you need out of the leadoff spot. So I don't really agree that he shouldn't be a leadoff hitter. But I mean, I completely agree with the fact that Buck Showalter is a huge reason for this team being as good as they are. Because I mean, I'd say a true test of a team or measure of a team is how they get up for big games, not just if they win, but the energy level they play with, how they play the games. And we've seen it time and time again, even without, their stars playing in this lineups and in the rotation or whatever. They dominated the Yankees. They dominated the Braves twice. I mean, they get up for these games and they're showing that, hey, we're here to stay. We're here to compete. We're not going to Met like everybody thinks we're going to Met. Hopefully. But I mean,
I'm still waiting for them to Met.
I'm sure you are.
Patiently waiting. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's coming because they have a fearless leader now in Buck and they all respect him and listen to him and they got their heads in the right place. And they'll go back's a fucking dog. I know you saw his walk-up song the other day or heard it.
Of course. My
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard or whatever. That shit's a geek, bro. I fucking love those. All right. Let's go into a little NFL segment here because football's coming, ladies and gents. And whether you like it or not, once football comes, we're talking about that more than MLB. Plain and simple. I want to go over a couple guys, some must drafts, some must draft players, not sleepers necessarily, but some guys that, if they're available, even if they're not, the next best available player, these are some guys you might want to take. And these are guys you want on your team this season. All right. So we're going to go over a couple of these. Get your notebooks out. Get your pens clicked because these are guys you're going to want on your teams come draft night because I know it's coming up. I'm going to start off with a guy who people haven't been talking about, although on Twitter you're starting to hear some rumblings. This dude has been away from the game for a little bit. Kind of a head case, just like a lot of other receivers, but it is what it is. The dude produces. Michael Thomas. I'm willing to get hurt again. I know we've talked about this briefly. I know you don't think he's the right fit for Jameis Winston in his game. He's not really a deep threat, right? He's a short route guy. He's a possession receiver type. But I don't care. It's Michael Thomas. And when he's at his best, the dude gets open like no other. And I don't think the Saints O-line is that special. So who knows if Jameis Winston's going to have all the time in the world to throw these deep balls. And I think the coach is going to say, hey, maybe let's hit Michael Thomas for a couple throws today because he's one of the best players on the team. He's been balling in camp, and I know it's camp, and I'm not going to overreact, but from what I've heard and what I've seen on Twitter from the Saints beat reporters, the dude's been dominating. He had 4 touchdowns the other day in one practice. Apparently he's back. We'll see. We know he's super injury prone, but keep this guy. If you see him in the later rounds, snag him up, put him on your bench. You're going to want him on your team. Plain and simple. I know they have some new younger receivers, but this is Michael Thomas. And if he's healthy, he's going to produce. It's been a while, but I want him on my team. I do.
Yeah, I can
I know
definitely
you disagree.
I do not. It's not just that I don't think he's the right fit for Jameis Winston. It's that along with, I don't even know the Alvin Kamara situation, because if he is suspended for 6 games, that offense is going to be incredibly one-dimensional, which that can especially not happen with Jameis Winston. But, I mean, they do, like you're saying, they got some new wide receivers, that's been his kind of calling card, is that it's either Michael Thomas or Ted Ginn that they're throwing to. I mean, he's been getting all the targets forever, and now they have Olave, they have Jarvis Landry, they got a couple guys that are actually capable. So, I mean, I think, and Sean Payton, the loss of that is also a big deal, especially for Jameis. I think that was a big part in his development here. So, I don't know.
Jameis looks good in camp.
He does. He always looks good in camp. I will say that.
That is true. He does always look good in camp. But he's healthy. He's skinny. Hey, he looked good last year too before he got hurt.
He did. Give him his credit.
We'll see.
I'm not sold yet.
Okay. And we might have a corporate Peter sighting, by the way, later on the show. Okay. Just FYI. All right, who do you got?
Well, so for my guys, I took kind of not as much top guys, but I'm looking at David Montgomery.
Ooh.
Which is one that, I mean, I'm still pretty scared to draft in general just because of that offense, but I think he is still a must-have for a guy who averaged 20 touches a year. He's heading into his contract year too, which I think is going to be really big. And they've been talking about, obviously they're all about Justin Fields' development. That's another offense that cannot be one-dimensional. If they want Justin Fields to develop, they want that offense to develop. They want to have any sort of competitive nature with that team. So I think, like they've already talked about, that's the focus, kind of getting it more to a well-rounded offense. And I think obviously with Nagy out of there, it's a much better situation for that offense to flourish. And I'm not saying by any means they're going to go out there and be the Chiefs or anything, but this is a guy that I think is going to get the volume. He's going to be in a much better position to do well this year. So I think you got to have him, whether it's a flex or something.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Just hope that Khalil Herbert doesn't take over that starting role. I'm fucking
He's
around.
good.
I do like
good.
him though. Yeah, he's
good. I do. And I think that's a big part of why I'm still okay with David Montgomery, because Khalil Herbert is still getting his touches while David Montgomery is still getting his. That's one of the few kind of complementary running back spots that I think don't insanely interfere with each other, because there seems to be volume going around everywhere. So I still like that.
That's facts. I agree. D Monts. I mean, hey, I think Justin Fields stinks, so they might be handing the ball off a lot this season.
I think he's good. I think he's going to be, again, in a much better spot to succeed this year. I'm excited to see what they do, especially because, I mean, the teams they're going to be playing this year are not nearly as tough a schedule as they saw last year either.
Right. That is true. That could help.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, I hate when you guys bitch about ads, and I hate that you have to go through them, so I just gifted some subs. So no more ads bitching, okay? Hopefully some people got that come on every day and support the team, all right?
Yeah.
All right. I'll go to my next guy. Let's see who we got. Yeah, Chad, we got some bangs. Let's fucking go.
Big bangs.
This is the kind of energy we need on a Friday, all right? We're heading to the weekends. The bets are going to be fired off. I have my biggest lacrosse bet of my life tonight. Get fucking ready. Get hyped. We're making money tonight, boys. Come on. All right. I'm going to go with the dude I hate, but I'm probably going to look to draft him, which sucks. That might be the most contrarian thing I've ever said. I fucking hate this guy. Hate everything about him, but I think he absolutely balls this year. Juju Smith-Schuster.
Oh,
I know. I hate him. But he's about to have a fucking year. Luigi, I do like Saquon as well, but that's more, I don't know. I didn't want to pick like first round, second round type guys, although I do have one on my list. But Juju Smith-Schuster is about to have a fucking year. Everyone's talking about this other fucking receiver, the rookie. What the fuck's his name? The Chiefs rookie that everyone's talking about.
Why is it blanking?
No, I know. So am I. Hold on. I'm blanking too. Fucking Sky Moore. Everyone's slurping Sky Moore. I've never seen Sky Moore play in the NFL, and I've seen Juju Smith-Schuster play very well with shitty quarterbacks. Now he's got Patrick fucking Mahomes, and he's wide receiver 1. I'm expecting big things from him this season. I really am. It sucks. I hate the guy, but he's getting the rock. It's going to be him and Kelsey. Do I think Kelsey has probably a career year this year if he stays healthy? I do, but I'm not going to sit up here and pitch Travis Kelsey. You know to take Travis Kelsey. Come on. Just look out for Juju. Even if there's a receiver or two ahead of him in your draft order, I don't give a shit. I'd rather have Juju than a lot of these other guys. And I think he's going to be an asset to your team this year. I love him in fantasy this season. As much as I hate him as a person and I hate his dancing TikToks, I think he's going to have a career year this season. Nobody's talking about him. I think because everyone hates him, straight up.
Yeah, I mean he's a frustrating guy, especially like in his prime, I guess if you want to call it, with the Steelers. That guy was such a frustrating guy, especially when he would go up against top corners. I mean, he would be ghost, absolute ghost. But
that is true. He did have Big Ben at the end of his career, and
it's a tough
not much else, man. Mason Rudolph throwing to him some games. Like he did not have the best situation there for sure.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin wanted to run the damn ball all the time. I don't know. I'm going to be looking to take Juju this season, and he's going to have a great year if he can just stay healthy.
Yeah.
And maybe stay off TikTok for a little bit. Who else you got?
Yeah. Oh, so I want to talk about, somebody that's not unpopular by any means, but I think people ignore this side of it, which is Michael Pittman. Everybody loves him. I think he's obviously in a really great spot. I think Matt Ryan's going to do well. And obviously with Jonathan Taylor, teams are going to place a premium on making Matt Ryan beat them. So I think when you look at that side of it, and then you look at who they play too, which is pretty important. They play a lot of teams, especially in division, that are very, very weak in the defensive backfield. So we talk about the Jags and Texans, obviously cannot cover everybody. That's 4 games. And then it's the Titans, who have decent corners, but they're young. Caleb Farley and Christian Fulton, they're good but young. Yep. So I think he's in great positions to succeed. Even if you look at some of their other out-of-division matchups, like, frankly, the Commanders are not covering anybody. Dude. Chargers have new additions that can do well. Giants aren't covering anybody. Cowboys are really not covering anybody. Shout out the Trayvon Diggs fans. He's not good. Really nobody on their schedule is good in the defensive backfield. So I think you're getting that. It's obviously a question of whether he stays healthy. He's been able to do that for the most part. But I think this offense is in a great spot, especially against the teams they play. So I think that's a big part of the equation that makes me like him even more.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great pick today. I actually almost had him on my list. I'm not saying he's Julio Jones, but those are 2 big targets, big lengthy targets that I feel like Matt Ryan might enjoy throwing to Pittman like he did to Julio for years. I like that. And Alex, he's talking about Michael Pittman, and that's a good. He's been performing. He's been producing with shit quarterbacks the last every year of his career. To be honest with you, so now he's getting Matt Ryan, who's at the end of his career. I know, but it's Matt Ryan. He'll be decent. He's the best quarterback they've had in a minute.
For sure.
I like that pick a lot. Good pick. I'm going to go with the guy who's going to be drafted early. I don't give a shit. This is a guy you want on your team, and that's Najee Harris. Najee Harris. He's getting gassed up a lot, I know, but Mike Tomlin has made it very clear that they're going to give him the fucking rock this year. Plain and simple. They're giving this dude the rock. They gave him the rock plenty last year, at least in the beginning of the season. And then, I had him in fantasy last year, and he really fell off, but I'm trusting him again, and I want him on my team this season. If Mitch Trubisky is their starting quarterback, I want their running back because he stinks. I don't care how much hype he's getting. I don't care if he was a Pro Bowler one time. That doesn't mean shit. I want their running back, especially since Mike Tomlin came out and said, yeah, we're giving this guy 20-plus carries a game. Plain and simple. They're going to be a run-first team. He's going to have plenty of goal line looks, plenty of touches, and he's still young. I expect big things.
Not a good headline.
What does that say? Whoa. When was that posted? I can't copy and paste that.
Interesting.
Oh no. What? When did that come out?
Couldn't tell you. Could not tell you.
Oh no! Did I just get stuffed in a locker mid-pitch?
Trent, it's out for blood today.
Yeah, he's not fucking around. Trent might be in my brain right now. Damn, that's wild. What the heck?
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. I'm reading about it. Why don't you go to your next guy while I read about this and see what's good?
Yeah. So I like Mike Williams this year too.
Wow.
That's a guy who I think a lot of people, again, including myself, are pretty scared to put a lot of stock in because he has been so boom or bust. Especially, Keenan Allen's a huge part of that offense. Mike Williams is the main deep threat. So I just think he has so much upside in this offense, and I think there's going to be some regression fantasy-wise from Keenan Allen this year. He's got a lot of targets, getting a lot of points. Obviously, the health issue is a big concern with him as well.
Yeah.
So I think him in this offense, the sky's the limit for him. The sky's the limit for Herbert. The sky's the limit for that entire offense in general. But I think the more important thing that I've seen out of camp from them is they're starting to utilize him more in that intermediate like passing game, the short passing game, the medium passing game, instead of just having him running 40-yard go routes every single play, which he's been doing for a couple of years now. But I think if they can do that and they can get him into a good position in that offense to become a more versatile wide receiver, that is going to be such an asset fantasy-wise and for this offense. So I want him on my team for sure.
With you. Mike Williams, gosh, I made a big brain move last year. I actually traded Mike Williams midseason for Keenan Allen. Now there were a couple other pieces involved, but that ended up playing out really well for me because Keenan Allen had a crazy second half. I mean, I know you remember that.
Oh yeah,
absolutely crazy.
Talking about these teams too, I mean, like this is another one where if you're looking for production in the passing offense, especially deep passing offense, because that's, I mean, they're trying to work him in everywhere, but that's where he does most of his damage. These are some of the softest deep passing offenses in the league that they're going to be going up against. Obviously, in their division, you don't really get much of good stuff in the defensive backfield, but all of their non-division matchups are super, super soft.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be great for him.
I'm with you. I mean, he's a fucking beast if he can just stay healthy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I hope nobody had a fantasy draft over the last 5 minutes because I'm going to go ahead and remove Najee Harris after reading that report. And I'm going to go ahead and put in Albert O, the tight end from the Broncos. I like this dude. I think he's going to have a great year with Russ. And I think nobody's talking about this guy, but he made some plays last year and got better throughout the season. So give me Albert O. Did not get the rock much, but whenever he had the rock in his hands, he made plays and made things happen. He's pretty quick for a tight end. He gave me Jordan Reed vibes a little bit when I watched him last year. So that's what I'm going to go with. But another guy I'm going to go with here, we're going to keep this rolling, tempo and pace. And this is another square pick. I don't give a shit. Honestly, I might look to take this guy. If I have a late first-round pick and he's lurking, with 5 or so guys left, I might skip over a couple dudes and take this guy, and it's Justin Jefferson. He came out and said he's about to be the best wide receiver in the NFL after the season, and I believe him. I'm extremely high on the Vikings, just like everyone else is apparently. It is what it is, but I think Kirk Cousins has a career year with Kevin O'Connell as his coach. I've seen it in Washington when he was his QB coach. They had a great chemistry. I don't know how anyone could have a great chemistry with Kirk Cousins because he's a weirdo, but they played great. He played great with him as his QB coach. And Kevin O'Connell, I'm extremely high on as well. You know that. And Justin Jefferson, I think, is going to take an even bigger leap this season, which I don't even know if that's possible. The dude's an absolute stud. He knows he's a stud. Watch out for him this season. If he's available late first round, early second round, take him. You want him on your team.
Yeah, I mean, if he's available in the second round, quit that league because he's
probably not going to be available.
Yeah. No, he's borderline top 5, should probably be in the top 5 depending on your league. But
yeah, if it's PPR, you take him.
PPR especially, yeah.
You take him. You take him. With Thielen's injuries, and Osborne is good and young but inconsistent. JJ is their guy. They're going to be down. Their defense is terrible. They're going to be giving up points, which means they're going to need to throw the ball to score to come back and win. We saw it a lot last year. So we know they have a great running back at Dalvin Cook, but Justin Jefferson, man, I expect a huge year out of him. I might be the most high on him out of any player in the NFL this season, straight up. I really like him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to fault it. I think he's going
to have a hot take. Too. Not a hot take.
I mean, it is what it is. He's going to have a good year. I'm with you. One of the guys kind of piggybacking off of the Albert O talk, I still think people are a little low on Russell Wilson.
Wow.
A little low. I think people are taking a lot of stock into what we saw from him in Seattle last year, which was a bad offense, a bad offensive line, a non-competitive team with very few weapons. Everybody's high on the Broncos as a team. Everybody loves what they've done, as a complete roster. But I still think there's a little too much disrespect Russell Wilson's way. I think he's still an elite playmaker. He's going to be playing against behind a much better offensive line. He's got a much better offensive scheme. He's got a running game now that's not dormant. He's got Javonte Williams, he's another guy who's going to have a beast of a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's even with Tim Patrick going down, which is kind of a big hit to that offense.
Yeah,
but I still think they have plenty of weapons to get it done. And yeah, like you're saying in the chat, he also was hurt. he had a broken finger or whatever it was for a majority of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's easily going to be a huge year for that guy. Seattle had weapons for him? Absolutely not. I don't know what team you were watching last year if you caught that.
5 years ago they did.
When Doug Baldwin was still playing, he was thrown to Tyler Lockett this year, and that's it.
Even then, it was just Lockett and Baldwin.
Yeah, and just Lockett and DK, and
straight up, not DK.
One of those guys is Lockett's hurt some of the time, and one of those guys
DK goes ghost. DK goes ghost once a month.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, he does. It's a fact. And I mean, when you're talking about weapons on the outside, they're not relevant when you're playing behind a bad offensive line and you have no running game. That's a situation where your offense is completely one-dimensional. So I mean, it's not a spot that he's in with the Broncos this year.
I'm with you. I also like Cortland Sutton this year as well.
Especially now, yeah.
Especially now, yep. Somebody asked, why am I off Najee now? Just read a report. I think Trent threw it in there. Thanks, Trent. Apparently, a report came out the other day. They're going to try to limit his reps this season, which honestly, if you think about it, makes sense because they're not making the playoffs this year probably, right? So why would they try to risk and get their guy hurt by overworking him? I mean, they overworked him last year, and I think that's why they thought his results kind of went down towards the end of the year from what I read. So I think I'm going to stay off of him now, and I wish I did an old Najee Harris Google search before I did some more digging on him this year because I wish I saw that article before it came out. So do not draft Najee Harris this season. Do not. Wild. That went from 100 to 0. But that's okay. One more. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I want this guy on my team. I'm not as low on Jared Goff as some are. I think Jared Goff is fine. I don't think he's good, but I think he's fine. And trust me, I'm not high on the Lions this year, Jovan. I don't know why everyone is high on them. I think maybe it's some bias from seeing all the clips from, what is it called? The HBO show, Hard Knocks, and seeing all that stuff. I'm shocked to see all these people on the Lions win total over this season. I don't understand it. They're still the Lions, and their coach is electric, but I don't know if he's a great coach. Like plays wise. I think he's a great motivator. That dude gets me fired up. I'd turn into the fucking Kool-Aid man and run through a wall if that guy gave me a pop-up speech, plain and simple. But I don't know how great he's going to be calling plays, even if I don't even know if he is calling the plays, but you're getting what I'm saying here. I'm low on the Lions here, but to be honest with you, Jovan, I think that's why I like him, Amon-Ra St. Brown so much this year, because they're going to be losing every damn game playing from behind. And Jared Goff came out the other day and said Amon-Ra St. Brown is his guy and said he's his safety net whenever he needs a play, whenever he needs to complete a pass, that's who he's going to. And there's really no one else on this team. Let's not kid ourselves. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown to have an even better season this year, shockingly, than he did last year when he came out of literally nowhere and produced. Yeah. So give me him in all my leagues. My guy Handyman AL said he won him his chip last year. I'm not surprised. Give me Amon-Ra St. Brown. I fucking love this dude this season.
Yeah, I love him. I just think when you take him, you have to make sure to balance your roster well. Because I think I don't know if you can count on touchdowns from this guy. I know we saw him kind of come on towards the end of the season. I think he got like three touchdowns in a row, or touchdowns in like 3-4 games in a row.
Yep.
I think you can count on yards from this guy. I'm not sure about the touchdown
yards
things.
And catches. PPR.
Yeah, if we're talking PPR, PPR, and if we're talking about you have a lot of big touchdown guys on your roster, this is a guy who I would take. But if you're counting on touchdowns from the guy, I don't know if he's there yet.
I agree with the voice crack. Holy smokes. I agree. Looks like he ended the season with a touchdown in the last of his 4 games.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
They have DJ Chark now too, which is going to be big. And then halfway through the season, they'll likely be getting Jameson back, like Ryan is saying. So it's a different dynamic that you're going to see from that offense a little bit. He's not just going to be the only relevant guy.
That might be the funniest one.
That was so funny.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what's your last one?
I've talked about it before. I need Rashad Bateman on my team.
Wow.
I 100% need him. I think he's one of the receivers that's going to take a huge leap just because he's going to be that guy for the Ravens. Like he's clearly the guy, and he's going to be the guy that's going to get the targets. He's going to be the guy that's setting the tempo for that offense in the receiving game. And that's another guy who in camp they're starting to kind of diversify what he can do as a wide receiver. They're taking him, long, short, intermediate, drag, screen, whatever. They're using him in so many different ways, and I think that's why he's going to be such a valuable asset. Obviously, Lamar is really not throwing to much of anybody else. It's him and Tylan Wallace, maybe. Like, he's going to have to be the guy to carry that offense as far as the targets. So I think regardless of how the Ravens offense is, or regardless of how good you think Lamar is, he's going to be a guy that's going to get you production, especially if they keep expanding his game like they mean to.
Could not agree more. Thank you for the PTSD for me fading the Ravens last night and bringing them up. I don't know why they try so hard in preseason. Thank you for bringing it up, because I wanted to rant about this for a little bit. John Harbaugh, how about you take a chill pill, brother? How about you just sit back and relax? You set the record, most wins in a row in preseason. You did it. We get it, man. You show effort. And to be honest, you're never going to get fired from the Ravens. So I don't know why you're trying this hard. We saw last year you played your starters too much in the preseason, and it was Dobbins, right, who tore his ACL in the preseason. I don't understand why they pushed so hard. I mean, I saw Harbaugh running around yesterday with a challenge flag in his hand in the fucking preseason. What are we doing, buddy? Why are you trying so hard? I don't get it. And the streak goes on, and I will be fading the Ravens again next week, and then I will be fading them again the third week until they lose, because I just don't understand. I don't understand how this continues. It's preseason. The effort level should not be this high. I don't get it. John Harbaugh, you're a hardo. Take it easy, brother. You don't need to win in the preseason. How about you focus up on the NFL? And how about you focus up on getting Lamar Jackson ready and telling him how to throw, so we can hit up your guy Bateman and help out your fantasy team. How about that?
Yeah, for sure.
I love Lamar Jackson this season. I love him to throw more than people expect this season. I do. And I trust, all jokes aside, because I'm mainly fucking around, because I lost a bet on preseason. That's on me. John Harbaugh is an absolutely outstanding coach. And I think Lamar Jackson will continue to get better. I really do. But yeah, Cartman Betts, the 21-game win streak in the preseason, it does piss me off a little bit, and I'm going to continue to fade it.
Yep.
All right? He needs to grow up. Yes, handyman. John Harbaugh needs to grow up and relax. All right? All right, well then, that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty cool. And guys, let us know like what you want us to talk about. NFL's coming up here. Like, what do you guys want us to cover? Do some digging. Fine for you guys. Like, how can we be resourceful? Because we're not running the show for me and Jovan. We're running this for you guys. So let us know what you want us to talk about. If you have any topics, let us know. We'll be doing a lot more football talk going forward. We're going to try to do football talk every day. Real quick rundown of who we just said. We each picked 5. If you tuned in late, we each picked 5 must-draft players in fantasy football. Not sleepers, technically, but just 5 guys you want on your team. I said Michael Thomas, Juju Smith-Schuster. Gross. I know. I hate that guy, but I want him on my team. Alberto, the tight end on the Broncos. Justin Jefferson. He's about to be the best wide receiver in the league. And Amon-Ra St. Brown on the Lions, who's a dog. And then Jovan had David Montgomery, who I like that pick too. Michael Pittman, love that look. Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy, dude's a freaking dog. Russell Wilson, I disagree, but you have a big brain, so I trust you. And Rashad Bateman, dog. Get that off of the screen. Get that off of the screen. Do you know why that triggers me so much?
Why?
Because he transferred from VT.
Yeah.
And our idiot coach, Fuente, chose Braxton Burmeister over Hendon Hooker and said, Hendon Hooker, we'll see you, buddy. Bye-bye. We're going to go with Braxton. Braxton Burmeister sucked. And Fuente was supposed to be a QB guru. That's why we brought him in, to change our offense, because we've been defense first. That guy was the worst coach of all time. Holy smokes. What is he even doing right now?
I don't know. Is he here? He might be here. We wanted him here.
What do you mean, TCU?
TCU. Because I know that was thought of, but probably not with Gary Patterson gone now.
He doesn't have a job yet right now.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I don't wish anyone ill will. Like, I don't wish this guy to not have money or a job. I'm not a freaking psycho. But I'm just letting you know right now, the guy was a terrible coach for Virginia Tech. Extremely disappointing. The way he left the school, he didn't even say bye to the players. He left a couple trash bags of all his VT gear with a sign on it and said, take. That's how he left VT. That doesn't fly with us. So we'll be seeing you. And maybe that's a reason why he doesn't have a job yet. What a jerk.
Yeah.
What a jerk
I wanted him here. I want him here really bad.
I mean, you can have him, dude. He's terrible.
I mean, he wouldn't have been anything more than an
OC.
assistant. Not even an OC. He just probably would have been an offensive assistant. It's just he was one of the guys from the Gary Patterson coaching tree. So now that he's gone, I'm sure that idea subsided a bit.
That's a good point. And yeah, guys, if you have a fantasy football draft coming up and you want somebody to set your draft order and chirp your buddies, or maybe you have a friend who sucks at betting and only sends, 2-team parlays with Dodgers and Yankees, and you want me to chirp them, let me know. I'm happy to do a cameo, $10, super cheap. Check my pinned tweet out. Happy to roast your buddies. Jovan, I'd probably do a pretty darn good job doing that. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Wow, Trent's out of credit card debt. Let's go. Sure he did. Sure he did.
Extremely
Don't be the
rare
credit card debt, guys. Don't be idiots. Trent, good job. That's what I'm talking about. Don't spend money you don't have, and don't throw 30 units on a bet to get out of a hole like I did this week. Do not do that.
That is such a lie.
Even though it hits.
Except going back to normal size. I feel like you've said this multiple times in the past couple weeks.
Oh man, I mean that's all I've been hearing. We need Fruity jokes about it, but Fruity needs to take his phone and
he does. Normal size. Yeah, he literally threw a goat whale entry last night.
Oh man. Well, is it? Can I guess it? Is it Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, freaking Mookie Betts?
It's pretty damn close.
Austin Riley and who else? Jose Ramirez.
I mean, I don't want to give away the secrets here, but he's definitely got two goats. But I actually support it. I actually do support it.
Okay. If you support it, then I can get behind it because I trust you.
Yeah.
All right. You want to talk about some games today?
Yeah.
Actually, let's do this giveaway. Okay. First person in chat to tell me what jersey I'm wearing right now gets $30 from me. Who do we got? Ooh, Jeff's got it.
Look at Jeff, man.
Fuck. Stop typing so I can pin it. Hey, Jeff. Let's go, Jeff. Come on.
Preston Miller.
What the? Let's go, Carson Wentz. God, he's going to be so bad. Jeff, taking a picture of your little name thing here. DM me on Twitter, and I'll get you today or tomorrow at the latest. But I got you. Tressway. I do have a Tressway jersey, J-Champ, by the way. This jersey comes with ankle braces. Yeah, it needs to. I cannot wait for his ankle to just snap in half, and then Taylor Heineke gets it going, and he saves our season. And then he takes us to the playoffs, and then he takes us to the conference championship, and we're playing the Bucs, and then we win.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare scenario for us.
You don't want to face Heineke.
No, I don't.
You seriously don't.
He's Joe Montana against us every time.
Straight up. Somebody mentioned what's the PLL banger? Do you guys want do you want my biggest lacrosse bet of my life, or do you not want it? I don't think you guys want it.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they want it. It's okay. Let's talk some baseball. Yeah. They don't want it anyways. All right. Let's talk about Miami and Atlanta.
Yeah.
Miami's winning this game, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Not betting.
I don't have to bet it. You don't have to
I don't
bet
want to
it.
bet the Marlins.
You don't have to bet it. Guys, I'll give you the lacrosse play. I got you. Just give me some time. Let's talk some baseball. People are freaking out. My guy Handyman says, we'll see it. We'll see it on BetStamp. You can't hide.
You can't hide from us.
That's facts. I got you guys. Relax. I'm fucking with you. Pablo Lopez masterclass today is all I see from this line movement. I cannot believe I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm going to bet on the Marlins today. Their offense, they might have the worst offense I've ever seen.
It's bad.
They might have the worst offense I've ever seen in my life. Where is Jazz? I know he's hurt.
He's like a senior citizen. Dude's always got back issues.
He's back? Yeah. Stress reaction in back. He's sidelined. This was 3 weeks ago, 6 more weeks. So, gosh, he's probably out for another month, dude.
I mean, there's no reason for him to come back this season.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
There's not. Sure, Nightbot. Yeah, that stinks. But yeah, I'm betting on the Marlins today, unfortunately. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Odorizzi got bumped. Yeah. Kev, is that why the line moved so much? Or is this movement coming?
Things that happened after that, though. Like, I mean, if you look at the timetable, like
Free got
put in the IL like in the middle of the day yesterday.
Yep.
And the line didn't start moving until 8-ish last night. And
Yep.
it didn't move. Yeah, I mean, it didn't move all in one either. Usually when that happens, the line gets bumped down pretty quick. This has been a gradual steam towards the Marlins.
Yep.
So
agreed.
We'll see on that.
Yeah, I don't know how or why, but the Marlins are winning today, and I hate to do it, but I'm betting on them. It really sucks. It gives me heartburn just thinking about it. God damn it.
That's why I'm not betting it. I definitely lean their way. I think they win this game. I just don't feel like betting on the Marlins, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, so you're just gonna stay off because that's what a normal person would do with self-control.
Yeah, I mean, if we have smart, I have immaculate self-control when it comes to sides, except for the last couple days because I've had to fill in like the Krabs bullshit sharp report. And I feel like if I say something, I can put my money on it.
Have you been going on every day and giving like an overview of every game?
For the 2 days, yeah, he made me come on and do the bullshit. But I put my money on every one of those games. But I did.
Did you actually?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. I mean, I did pretty good both those days. I didn't.
Okay.
No, I mean, I know the second day I went off. Second day I went like 9-2. And the other day it was good, but not fantastic. But we're getting through it.
Free. What am I talking about? Entropic plays. I don't even know what that is or what's good with that. But he asked, "Does a book pay me to give that out?" I mean, come on. Hey man, if the Braves are free, man, you must hammer them. Put your bank account on it. No way they lose.
Yeah.
God, when will people learn, dude? When will people learn that anything can happen? It's freaking baseball. It's sports.
Yeah. We talked about that, Cam.
Give me a break.
By the Gallo home run. Yeah, you know my DCL was the first day.
What?
Dodgers -1.5.
Oh, that's just that's unbelievable.
I actually put an absurd amount of units on that. Not just because it's my DCL, but if I'm taking the Dodgers by -1.5, I am damn confident.
You're going all in.
When?
Yeah, that's true. Honestly, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I should have rode that too. If I ever see you take the Padres this year, I'm putting my entire bank account on it.
You're probably not.
Because I know you hate them.
Yeah, you're probably to be honest.
Ahern, I take all of my plays, brother. I take all of my plays.
Yeah.
For better or for worse.
The report is all leans, and then he specifies.
The report is all leans.
Usually says if he's playing some stuff.
But if I tweet it out, I tweet out all my plays. I post all my plays in our group chats. I post all my plays on all the tracking platforms. Those are the ones I put my money on. But I go through all the games for the squad, talk about them, let people know the traps, figure it out. Get with the program. Grow up. All right. Are you taking the Padres -2.5 today?
I mean, if there was any time to take the Padres, it would probably be today, but I'm not doing it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I'll stick to props.
Good.
All the props are probably hitting, so it's good enough for me.
I'm geeking, bro. Oh my gosh. Boatman, I could see them breaking the streak. I'm impressed by the Dodgers. I think it was honestly a good thing that they didn't start out super hot for the year because I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I know I say it as a joke, but I kind of do mean it. You never want to be that horse in first around the first turn. That horse barely ever wins. don't want to get out to a too hot of a start. You want to
Yeah.
start your groove around now, and going forward into the playoffs. Obviously, look at the teams who have made magic happen in the past and how they ended the season. Look at how the Braves ended the season last year. Look at how the Nats ended the season in 2019. Hottest team wins, not the best team. Hottest team wins, and the Dodgers are hot.
Yeah, and the Padres stuff lit a fire under their ass. I mean, right after the trade deadline, the Padres already ordered their rings. So
literally, the rings were actually overnighted, and they had to.
Yeah, they already
return
happened.
them. They had to return them. I mean, dude, it's not rocket science, and we talked about it. Like as soon as the Padres assembled the freaking Super Team 2.0, and Super Team 1.0 is the Dodgers because fuck them too. But the Dodgers were like, damn, they put this together. But hey, we're still ahead of them. We still own them. They're our little brother, and we're still the fucking Dodgers, and we're still the best team in baseball. And they have absolutely stepped it up a notch. The Padres assembling that team has now made the Dodgers better.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And the Padres now all have all the pressure. The Padres being talked about this much and having all these good players has taken away a lot of the pressure and talk from the Dodgers and put it on the Padres. And the Padres have struggled and the Dodgers have succeeded. That's not baseball shit. That's human shit. That doesn't sound right. That's just human beings being human beings. And that's just studying behavioral stuff. You ever take a psychology class? That shit would make sense to you because the target on the back has moved from the Dodgers to the Padres, and it's affected both teams, is my point.
Yeah. Not wrong.
Yeah, straight up. We called it. What else is going on here? Cal Quantrill pitches today, but against Berrios. I think we're going to see good Berrios going forward. I don't know what your thoughts are here, but Toronto, they seem to always find ways to lose. They seem to be a little bit of a disappointment this year. We remember all of the talk preseason about the Blue Jays, but they can't even get past the Orioles.
Yeah.
But I think Berrios, he locks in going forward. And I think Toronto, if you want to take a square bet today, I think Toronto is a decent look. I'm seeing a lot of money on the Guardians today. The respect to the Guardians, because now they're in first place and not a single person has mentioned it or talked about it. The Guardians have taken over first place and taken over the Twins. They're a game and a half up now, which I think is crazy. I mean, that's the worst division I've ever seen.
It's garbage. I mean, the Guardians.
That division stinks, dude.
I'm honestly less impressed with them since they've been winning than I was at the beginning.
Listen, I mean, dude, the Guardians and the Twins, I think we can both agree those teams aren't doing squat, and they're both the biggest frauds of all time. Yep. Maybe the Guardians stay hot throughout the rest of the year and pull some magic out of their ass, but I don't think they have the rotation good enough to do it, and I don't think they have the bats at the bottom of the lineup to do it. The Twins are frauds, plain and simple. Their rotation has completely come back down to earth, which you called. Good call. The White Sox stink. I know you're still high on them, but I'm done with them.
I have an exact point where I think they're going to turn it up, and I'm still sticking to it. Right after this Astros series that is in, I think it's next week or this coming week, like this week, first weekday series. They may struggle through that a little bit. Once they start playing, they get into the Guardians, White Sox, Orioles. Those are bigger games, but not the Astros. And then their schedule is cookie cake the rest of the way. So I think they're going to start turning up because they don't really have to turn up that too much to compete in that division. So
straight up, they're only 3.5 games. They're 3.5 games out, Jovan.
I know, that's the sad.
How embarrassing is that? And they're not even playing well.
Exactly. Like I'm not saying that they're going to come out and win the division and then make actual noise in the playoffs, but I think.
But you think they'll win the division right now?
Yeah, I think they turn it up and win that division. I'm sticking to that.
Okay, I'm looking up their odds right now. Let's see, division winner. I'm seeing they're only plus 220 now.
For good reason.
Guardians plus 125, Twins plus 195, White Sox plus 220. There's some value in the POD Royals too, plus $1 million, plus 100,000. The Nats are actually plus $1 million. Okay. Well, can't win them all.
I mean, they're probably like a week from getting mathematically eliminated.
Yeah. Hey, you're saying there's a chance. I'm saying there's a chance. They were so bad. We're so toast. I love the Phillies today. Can you talk me off of them?
Off of the Phillies?
Can you talk me off the Phillies today against Scherzer, please? Because I really like them.
I just don't think it's worth it.
I think it's insane value. They're almost plus 200, man.
Yeah, I mean at a plus 1.5 maybe with a total that low.
That's my flag.
I don't see them winning this game, to be honest with you. I really don't. It's square or whatever. It's the simple answer, but I think Scherzer comes down and shuts down this lineup. I mean, just looking at the prop lines too, with as hot as these bats have been, all these guys are sitting at 4.5 fantasy score, which is the golden. You're not going to do shit under number. So I mean, I don't know.
What about the Mets? Are the Mets at those numbers too, or no?
The Mets are at pretty much their normal numbers. 7.5, 8.
Okay.
So I mean,
I will say you're not going to hear a single person on the Phillies today for good reason.
Yeah, even Jan's not on the Phillies.
He can't even do it either.
No.
Wow. Okay. So maybe you just stay off. I mean, the line has moved. It's literally moved 55 cents and counting.
I know.
And counting. Then that's with a total this low. Actually, the low total makes it make more sense that it's moving that much. If the total's that high, the spreads wouldn't move that much, in my opinion, or money lines. But that's nuts. I do like them. If I do take them, it will be on the plus 1.5 because this is my perfect plus 1.5 system where the low total, I think it's going to be low scoring, and it's a road team.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the Phillies and the Mets have both been on fire, and both teams are due for a little bit of regression. And the Phillies are without Schwarber, which is huge for them. They're probably going to be without Schwarber today, which is bad. That's bad. When I heard that on the Capwise show, I'll be honest, I didn't check the lineups, and I forgot that he got taken out of the game yesterday, which I was watching the game. I don't know how I forgot. Then I was like, oh gosh, like that might even be too much for me to take. Yeah. That's disgusting. I think it's probably just a no touch, but we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
100%.
Yankees Sox. How about that line cooking towards Boston, huh?
Yeah, that's another one that I cannot get any sort of semblance to bet on. I just can't do it. I don't want to bet the Red Sox right now, especially because, I mean, take them on a first 5 if you're going to take them. That bullpen is absolute garbage right now and taxed. I mean, if you like them taking the first 5, I was initially looking at that over until it moved down, I think, a whole run overnight.
Yep.
So, I mean, I have absolutely zero read on this game, to be honest with you. And yes, you're talking about in the comments, Herman is in the mound. Absolutely. And the total is still moving down with him and Eovaldi, who's
one of these two guys
gotten shit on by the Yanks.
Yep. One of these two guys is throwing a gem.
Yeah.
If not both. There's been 7 straight overs in this series. Manfred hand delivers the good balls for this series. At least he has this season. It's been pretty clear. Every time I watch a Yankees-Red Sox game this year, and even last year, the balls fly. Yeah. The balls fly. Which in years past, it's been the opposite. The games have been tighter, more low scoring. But this year and a little bit of last year, these shits have been soaring. This game's on MLB Network, and it's competing with the Apple TV games. Manfred is aware of them taking away the ratings from the MLB Network too. And they're going to be – MLB Network is probably making a call right now as we speak saying, hey, we want some of those Apple TV baseballs today because they're stealing all of our viewers. Apple TV does a great job with their broadcast. Have you had a chance to tune into their games on Friday nights?
Yeah.
The picture –
all the home run – the home run probabilities right as guys go yard.
Yeah, the 4% home run probability, and then a home run happens. That kind of pisses me off, but I think it's kind of cool.
It is. Yeah.
But the picture quality, I don't know. Has anyone else noticed how clear the picture is on the Apple TV games? Yeah. It's like, I don't know if they're filming with the 8K camera or not. The one that, remember they tried it out last year in the NFL for the first time in the end zone with the celebrations, and you're like, what am I at the game?
Yeah.
They're using that for the baseball games.
I love the broadcast. I mean, if you just watch it on mute, it's fun.
Yeah, the commentators are really bad.
They're very bad, but I mean,
Yep, they're really bad. I agree. They're going to guarantee they do a revamp with their guys next year. But I'm liking everything else. The commentators, they can switch in and out. They can get some new guys next year. But the broadcast, the video, the drone views of the stadiums, the little extra shit they do, they're killing it. Yeah, but my point is, MLB Network is like, we want some eyes on this game. And we've seen runs in this series all year. But with that total moving down, somebody's dealing. And no Carpenter, no Stanton, Benny Biceps coming home. He's about to get booed so hard today.
Yeah.
But that line is cooking towards Boston. And with how bad Eovaldi's been at home and against the Yankees, that makes no fucking sense. Maybe the books are trying to trap some bigger bettors, some bigger, smarter bettors into the Red Sox today. They could be. Because, people's perception of the Red Sox Yankees are that these are two good teams, at least of recent years. And maybe they don't know how bad the Red Sox have been playing. But I will say Tommy Pham's seen the ball really well. The bottom of that lineup, we're starting to see some results. The Red Sox are hitting baseballs a little bit recently. And the Yankees are not. You're laughing, but they are.
No, I'm laughing at Trent. Already just nuke Chapman, run RBI, and Mookie bases.
Trent,
that lasted really long.
Trent, get Lindor runs on the book so we can take the under.
No,
get Lindor runs on the book.
I'm not even gonna say it, but get our man from Colorado's bases up.
Ooh, did you make a text already?
I mean, Trent knows. We were on Night Sweats talking about it yesterday.
Word.
He knows what I want.
Trent, when the milkman calls, Trent, you answer. Take care of the boy. Take care of the team.
They're probably not going to put that up if it's not already up, but give it a shot.
Trent, Lindor runs, and
he knows
he who should not be named. He who should not be named on the Rockies. All right? Those are the two calls you got to make. Please. Please, please, please. Please, please, please. Okay. We do have a special guest coming on here for the last 10 minutes. He's probably just getting off a corporate call, designing a new crazy jersey to wear at his next event.
Yeah.
But we got the big baseball brains coming in, the three-headed snake.
Well, two-headed snake. I'll let you guys get to it. I gotta let somebody in do some work on the house, but
all right,
you will be seeing.
Jovan, I'll catch you, my man.
All right.
Peace, brother. Do a little flip-flop. Hey, whoa.
I'm back.
What the? There he is. Get that Shohei picture out of here. Get it out.
So gorgeous, though. I mean, regardless if his prop hits, it's pretty cool.
Did you paint that yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking, of course not.
With my eyes closed.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's cut the shit. Wipe the smile off your face. What locks you got? Let's get to business. All right, we got about 5 minutes. What do we got?
So we were talking in the morning, even in our group chat, we were talking about this Brewers Cardinals under 7.5. What was that 8? Moved to 7.5. I think there's a reason for it. We just saw the Cardinals put up about 60 runs in those Coors overs, which we've also I've also been on those, and it was awesome. But the Coors effect is real. I know the Cardinals, they crush lefties. They beat up on Lauer before. Why is this line at 7.5? Why did it go down from 8? This seems like one of those classic ones where Cardinals bats come out slow. The Brewers just don't hit lefties that well in general. And, I could go into a bunch of, want me to go into advanced stats? I know you don't want to hear. I'm just on the under.
Let me hear the XFIP WAP. What do we got?
All right. So it's just dealing with hard hit rates, right? Jordan Montgomery, basically what he's going to do is he's going to pitch to a Brewers offense that, ranks 15th or 17th in ISO against lefties. What the Brewers are going to have to do is they're going to have to try and hit the ball out of the ballpark, which Jordan Montgomery, he's in the upper echelon of average exit velocity, hard hit rates too. So what the Brewers are going to have to do to score is basically hit the ball with authority in the gaps, and they just don't match up well against a guy who doesn't really allow that. So I think on both sides, we're going to see some slow runs. And then on the Brewers side, their bullpen got a full off day yesterday. And then on the Cardinals side, some of their guys pitched yesterday, but over the full series with the Rockies, they didn't really pitch much. Cardinals bats come out slow due to the altitude. Brewers bats just come out slow because they don't match up well against Montgomery. And then we have two very solid bullpens. Not only is this like a contrarian play when everyone's on the over, but it actually makes sense. That's why I love this play.
Yeah, I can get behind this. Is J-Mont, is he more of a fly ball guy? Is he more of a ground ball guy? Is he kind of like average? What's his?
He's
his
just
bit?
doesn't really allow a lot of hard contact. Like
Okay.
he's not like a guy who drives the ball to the ground, but it's not like he's a fly ball pitcher either. He's just a guy who relies on soft contact. It's tough to square him up. And there's nobody who I'm very concerned with the Brewers offense, especially against lefties. They can hit a righty.
I think they're
not as
frauds,
much against
dude.
lefties.
Their offense, I can't stand their lineup. I know Yelich has shown some life this year.
Lefty though.
Lefty.
Not as good.
And
Rowdy,
then
lefty.
big boy Rowdy, but is Rowdy even in the lineup?
I don't know. Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't like his
either
matchup
way.
today.
He's either going to play like shit or he's not going to be in the lineup. So
Yeah, he's a guy who needs to hit the ball hard, hit the ball in the air, and that's just not what a lot of people do against Monty. And he's a lefty.
Against lefty. Yep.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Love the Coors effect comment you made. If you guys don't know what Peter's talking about, when teams leave Coors Field, they tend to score less runs in that next series. That's just how it goes. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Not in the whole series, just in the first game, if they don't have an off day to adjust.
Okay.
Like, so they went straight from Coors to St. Louis.
Right.
Like, that's usually the time where bats come out slow in the early goings. Like, I like the first 5 under 2. I just like, it's no secret that the Cardinals, since the All-Star break, are the number 1 team against lefties. Like, that's anything could happen there. But I really do think Monty pitches well against the Brewers.
Yeah, and I like Lauer a lot. I'm a big Lauer guy. I can get behind that under. It's very low, and it's moving down. It's very low for a reason. And we all just saw, we might not know it, but recency bias, whether it's intentional or not, it happens. And we just saw the Cardinals score a bazillion runs, like you just said. So
isn't it easy? The Cardinals are facing a lefty at home. Should go way over.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brewers are really good. Look at their record, right?
Look at it.
Oh, give me a break. Their offense, I fucking hate their offense. I like their pitchers. I like what they do developmental-wise with their arms. They're very good at that. They remind me of the Nats a little bit, how they built their team, pitcher heavy. But not
don't
today.
put the Guardians. Don't throw your Nats in with the Brewers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about the Nats today, bro, to be honest with you. Fuck.
Nats money line with
No.
Soto coming back?
Nope. No thanks. I want the under. I don't think the Nats scored today. I think the Padres score a little bit, but I think Juan Soto might be a little tight today. He might be a little tight.
You don't think he's going to be motivated to come back and just demolish his old team?
I think he will.
Josh Bell too?
Yeah. Josh Bell seems to only be able to hit well with the Nats, so maybe he does get his powers back with Nats Park. Although he's been doing a little bit better recently, but he got off to a little slow start. Although it's only been fucking 2 weeks, where I feel like we already know what's going to happen. It's only been a week and a half. And I just want it to be over with. Or I want it to go back in time and not happen. But can't do that. I think the only time I've ever seen Soto affected by outside noise or outside events was when he went to the Padres and did not look great in the first couple games, although he did hit his fantasy score that first game, which sucked, but it was with a little grounder at the end, whatever. But I don't think he's going to play great today. I do think he hits a home run in this series, and I do think he explodes at some point in this series, but I think today might be a little weird. I think it might be a little weird if he gets booed, and I think he does get booed today. He made it very clear how he was done with the whole situation and was fed up with it and thought that the whole thing was bogus and just wanted it to be over. He kept saying, I just want this whole thing to be over with, whatever happens. And his stats, when all the talk was going on, showed that it affected him a little bit. He did not have a great start to the season. And did not have a great middle of the first half either. He has started to heat up, obviously, but I think
Maybe
today might be a little weird.
Maybe he's not very good.
Well, we're not. Maybe we already won the trade.
You won the trade. You just traded like some guy who's not very good defensively and can hit a home run once in a while.
I will say the one thing Soto's actually bad at, and defense, I wouldn't even say he's bad. I would just say he's average at defense. And I think he's having a bad year defensively this year. And he was not really trying to dive around the field. I don't know what
we
you
only
think
have
about
2 minutes left, so I want to give you my second pick. But first, we talked about on the podcast. What we were thinking about is like Do you think he was trying in the outfield?
No, he wasn't. If you watch, because I've been watching him, and he'll just not sprint or not dive to a ball because he's not fucking getting hurt.
But you have to give effort to get an out above average.
Yeah,
like I don't think he's giving you any effort. He ain't diving for the ball down 7 when Corbin has given up 4 nukes already.
I guarantee you, Boris and the Nats said, "Don't fucking dive because you can't get hurt because we're trying to trade your ass." I guarantee you, they said, "Don't even fucking try," and that definitely has affected his whatever xFIP WAP, whatever you look at. But
that's a pitcher one bet.
Oh yeah, whatever. His D xFIP WAP defensive.
There it is.
All right, what do you like? We got 1 minute. What do you like?
I like this. It's gross. Coors under.
Okay.
Coors
I like
under.
it. I like it a lot too. I think both pitchers pitched very well today. What do you like about it? What do you like about it?
I agree. Well, first, Davies 11 innings pitched this year, 0 earned runs against the Rockies. All of those were in Arizona, so I'm not expecting him to shut them out again. But Davies is a guy similar to Dakota Hudson. We kind of thought he would get blown up a little bit. Didn't, because that works into the doesn't work with the Rockies. Guys who rely on soft contact, ground ball guys. They're not trying to strike you out. They're making you put the ball on the ground. Rockies don't like those guys. So I expect the Rockies to struggle. But on the same side, Senzatella gets blown up by the top half of the Arizona lineup. They're going to score today. Like, this isn't going to be like a 4-0 Coors game, but he is at his best at home. And I think it's like 9 innings pitched this year, 5 earned runs. Like, if I could get 4 earned runs from a not very scary Diamondbacks offense anyway, I think the Rockies are going to be kind of limited. Then we're going to have at least the high leverage arms for the Rockies on one side, the high leverage arms for the Diamondbacks on the other side in the first game of this series. After everybody and their mother has seen all of these runs scored, everyone's on the over. Line has moved from 12.5 to 12. I got it at 12. I'd play it. I got it at 12.5. I'd play it at 12. I think it ends around 9-10 runs. So I'd play it at 12 for sure.
I love it. And I lost track of time when we were talking about the Nats and stuff. We do have to wrap this up. Peter, you're the man. Thanks for coming on and spoon feeding the plays. Love both the plays you pitched. 2 boring unders. I can get behind those. 2 no fun unders.
Love 5 for the Twitter space.
Love them. Let's do it. Let's run it back. W's in chat, guys. Peter, thank you, brother.
Peace out, guys.
Trent, take us home, Trent. Come on. Let's get a